Cain and Abel. Adam and Eve left Eden carrying the weight of a changed world. The earth no longer yielded its fruit freely, and each day demanded labor. Work, pain, and time became part of human life. It was then that Eve gave birth to her first son. "I have brought forth a man with the help of the Lord," she said, and named him Cain. Sometime later, she bore another son, Abel. From an early age, the brothers were different. Abel tended flocks. He learned how to guide animals, to protect them, to recognize their needs. Cain worked the soil. He dug his hands into hardened earth, planting seeds that did not always grow. Sweat and frustration followed his efforts. They lived under the same sky, but not within the same spirit. When the time came to bring offerings to God, each brother brought what represented his life. Cain offered fruit of the ground grain and produced born of effort and endurance. Abel brought the firstborn of his flock, the best and richest portions. God looked with favor on Abel's offering, but he did not look with favor on Cain's. No reason was given. The rejection settled into Cain like a sickness. His face darkened. Anger grew quietly, feeding on silence. He did not cry out. He did not argue. Something inside him closed. God spoke to Cain. "Why are you angry? Why has your face fallen? If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do not, sin is crouching at the door. It desires to rule over you, but you must rule over it." Cain heard the words but did not take them in. The warning remained, suspended an open door. One day, Cain spoke to Abel. We do not know what was said. Perhaps no words were needed. They went out together into the field, far from their parents, far from any witness. The land lay silent. The wind did not interfere. There, in the open field, Cain turned against his brother. The first blow was more than violence. It was a breaking of something that had never been broken before. Death entered the world through human hands. Abel fell to the ground, confused, unable to understand. The earth drank his blood, warm and dark, and said nothing. Cain stood over him, breathing hard. For a moment, nothing happened. Then God spoke. "Cain, where is your brother Abel?" Cain answered with words that would echo through history. "I do not know. Am I my brother's keeper?" The answer was not accepted. "What have you done?" God said. "Your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground." The earth Cain had worked all his life became a witness against him. God pronounced judgment. "Now you are cursed from the ground, which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood. When you work it, it will no longer yield its strength to you. You will be a restless wanderer on the earth." The punishment was worse than death. Cain understood that he would never belong anywhere. His labor would fail. His life would be a constant fleeing. "My punishment is greater than I can bear," he said. "Whoever finds me will kill me." But God placed a mark upon Cain, a sign whose meaning no one fully understood. Whoever kills Cain will suffer vengeance sevenfold. It was not a reward. It was a prolonged sentence. Cain went away from the presence of God and settled in the land of Nod, east of Eden. There he lived, built, and had descendants. Humanity continued, but the world was no longer the same. Death had been planted by human hands. Violence had found a face. Blood had taught the earth a new language, and though Abel left no descendants, his story did not vanish, because every act of injustice, every unjust blow, every unnamed death repeats the question God asked that day, "Where is your brother?" And the ground still remembers the first blood it ever received.